on Worldwide Weekend box office. This weekend is one of the most exciting weekend because all-time highest grossing movies, Avatar. Finally, the sequel is here after 13 years. Did this movie do well at the box office? I think everyone is looking at it. At this point, looks like this movie did come under the projection, although this movie expected to open between 150 to 200 million at the domestic market. But I feel like during the Christmas time, nobody never does that. Like $200 million for domestic opening weekend was too much. But looks like this movie, the number it came close, it's quite below the expectation, I would say. Personally, it was expected to at least open to $150 million, but looks like this movie did open to $134 million, which is the same exactly number was opened by the Batman movie. But this movie did open at the worldwide market $300 million. And in this movie, Open China is $50 million. And looks like this movie, it is sitting on a worldwide market is $434 million, which is definitely below the projection, I would say, because I think people were expecting this movie to open $500 million. But this is during the Christmas time. Also COVID time, I feel like this movie still could do great at the box office. Will this movie be highest grossing movie like the first one? I don't know. At this point, looks like I don't know, because depend on the word of mouth for this movie. And the second thing, in this movie, it is 3 hours something long, and although this movie did get a cinema score from the audience, which is really good, and overall, looks like this movie, it is quite liked by most audience who saw. And I feel like the most audience who saw at the opening weekend, they are the die-hard fan. I feel like, but I was personally expecting this movie to open a little bit higher number. Maybe time has changed, especially this time frame. I don't know how much hit this movie will be. Then again, so far looks like this movie's especially excitement to see this movie still is really high. According to Deadline, they're saying the reason for this movie to be coming below the expectation is like a lot of people want to see this movie the IMAX format, and I feel they are saying like it's not available enough screen for this movie. And I'm like, how is that? I heard this movie open to most screen the worldwide, like the biggest opening ever. Like, I think that is what I heard from Disney, huge studio. That means that, of course, some people are running this headline, Disney is losing all this money and like all this thing. End of the day, you have to remember, they did not make this movie, Disney. They are not losing this money. This movie, it is from 21st century, and they're the one who paid for this movie. Although, is it I guess the $4 billion Disney paid for that studio, it is part of it, like this Avatar IP. But I don't think they are the one losing money here, end of the day. But they did advertise this movie a lot. So I do think this movie could still do good. It just depends on how it connecting with the audience. And this is a Christmas time, you don't know what will happen. It's really very unpredictable time. Especially I remember Aquaman, who opened to only $7 million. It was opening weekend. Then this movie went to make all the way $330 million, during the Christmas time. It's very unpredictable time. I think this movie at least will cross that $1 billion because it needs to be. Otherwise, it will look good. Look bad, I meant. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this weekend box office? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget my other videos on Avatar, The Way of Water. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.